Thank you for joining us here at the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time. And I'm so grateful to have, for the second time, a woman who's out there who is helping people to boost their business. She is a well-known business strategist, and I'm so happy to have back Lisa Pezik to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy you're back. Oh. And I know we've been trying to coordinate the schedules, but today was the day.
Yes.
Everything is about timing for me. So
me too.
Sometimes that's about being patient.
Amen.
I'm learning that.
Yeah.
I'm learning all about that.
Yeah.
So how are things? I see you've been traveling a lot. The business is doing great.
Yeah, I've been speaking a lot internationally, which has been amazing. So hearing lots of stories, helping people bring their stories forward, and really helping people hone in on their mission and their message and go big with it this year. Like this whole new decade, 2020.
I love it.
There's like this new energy of it's now or never.
It's now or never. I hear a lot of intention, great intention. It's like a 2020 focus, 2020 vision. So people are serious about their game in 2020.
I love it.
And I am one of them. So let's talk about your beginning. How did it start for you? I know you have quite a bit of a story there.
So I found myself about 5 years ago gripping onto a steering wheel, bawling my eyes out, frozen, realizing that I was 2 seconds away from being completely wiped out by a transport truck.
Oh my God.
I was a nurse educator traveling at the time, and my phone kept dinging and dinging and dinging. And my first thought as a mom and a wife is, oh my God, I better pull over. Something serious has happened.
Right.
And I pulled out my phone and I realized it was my mother, who I hadn't spoken to in over a year. Because every time I had spoken to her, I knew that if I didn't agree with what she wanted me to do with my life, there was going to be a battle. There was going to be some words said that were going to come up here and not sit well with me and what I was trying to create in my life. And I looked at those texts and they said, Lisa, you are heartless, you are soulless, we haven't spoken in a long time, I don't approve of you, I don't approve of the stories you tell, I don't approve of the business that you have, I don't approve of you as a mother. And I slammed down that phone and I was so distracted when I grabbed that wheel. And at this time, I wasn't overly spiritual. I didn't believe that something or someone had my back. I felt very alone in what I was doing. And something in the car, I heard a voice say, stop.
Wow.
And that was when I slammed on that brake. And that was when I looked up and saw that truck go by.
Oh my goodness.
And that literally was the turning point for me to go, am I going to keep going down this road that wasn't mine? My mom was the one who wanted me to be a nurse. My mom was the one who told me who I should date and who I shouldn't marry and who I shouldn't be with, the kind of mom I should be with. Or was I going to now go in my direction and go on my path and really kick all those excuses to the curb? And that's where we talk about that energy to go. That was my enough is enough moment, strap in. It's now or never. And that is one thing I've loved about being a nurse, is that it's taught me that life is short. And regret is something that people have at the end of life. No one cares about your certifications or how much money you make or the big things you've done. It's the things you haven't done that people go, man, I wish I had more time. And I didn't want to be that person.
You didn't want to be that
person. Was like, I wish I had more time. I want to live now and go now and help other people do that. So made a complete 360, complete change, left nursing, went into business, and it started with me finding my voice and getting real with my stories, things I was really ashamed to tell. I never wanted to talk about growing up, what life was like and the things I had been through, but I realized that was like my superpower. That was what created that connection with people. It's kind of creepy or like scary when you think about your pain. Like your pain is what connects people.
But there's so much strength and vulnerability.
Yeah. Like people are like, oh, I don't want people to judge me. I don't want to tell people. We've all had loss and heartache and struggle and resilience. Oh, right?
Good stuff.
That's life. And that's what makes us human. And that's what, unites us. So it was when I started to learn to write my stories and speak my stories and share my stories and teach with my stories that I started to come alive and go, thank you. This is what I'm meant to do. Being a nurse, I always wanted to love on people and care for people. Now I just do it a little bit differently. Yeah.
So you're nurturing online. Okay. And tell us, how did that process start?
So my husband actually has always been an entrepreneur, and he was the one that kind of nudged me in that direction to a husband and son are here. Yes, they go everywhere with me. He gets to see, our little guy gets to see what mom does and what dad does. And we always had that dream of having that family business. And he's always been in the tech side of stuff. And I love the connection and the content and being the front side of everywhere I kind of went. People did kind of want to get to know me and be around me. And I'm like, maybe that is something to teach people how to connect with people. Not just network, not just pass the business card, really connect with
genuine encounters.
Genuine connection, genuine encounters. And people go, well, you can't do that online. You can. It's an art. It's a skill.
It is, yeah.
Even if you're talking to a camera, you pretend you're talking to a person because someone on the other end of that needs that message.
Absolutely.
Right? You don't know. Like I always say with nursing, it literally was life or death because I was an ICU nurse. But in business, it can be life or death too. Yeah. You don't know what that person's story is on that other side. So for me, it's all about what is your mission? What is your message? And then what is the best way that we get that out into the world? Is it a course? Is it a membership? Is it an event? What are you most passionate about? Because the beauty of the online space is people will say, oh, you can do this. There's so much option now of what you can do that it's easy for other people to say, well, you're good at this. You should do this. You're a good speaker. You should do that. You're a good writer. You should do that. You should have a workshop. If that's not how you feel called to help people, it's not going to be worthwhile if you're not in alignment with how you want to put yourself out there. So that's the first thing. I say, I can build you online anything you want, but it has to be what you want because it's your life.
And people can pick up on what's phony, right?
100%.
Yeah, so they want to be able to relate from a real place.
Yeah, you can't try to be somebody you're not. I'm really high energy. That's just me all the time, right? And it's funny. My husband actually is very mellow. And he'll be like, well, babe, I'm not like you. And I'm like, don't try to be me because it's going to come across phony. So again, we think, I don't want to put myself out there because I'm not like Lisa or I'm not like Nikki. You just have to be you. Yeah. And people see that. We love people's quirkiness. We love the humanness. We love when people mess up words and put the camera down here and you're looking at people's nose hairs, right? You're like, they're doing it. Yeah. We champion people that do it. Like we love action because then you go, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too. So that's always, I'm like, we got to take a step. That's like every homework assignment, anyone I work with, I'm like, what's the step? What are we doing? What is the action? Let's go, because people get behind momentum and action and movement. And
you're the spearhead for that action.
The visionary.
The visionary.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So someone is coming to you right now. How do you assess them? How do you assess their needs and get them started?
I always like to tell people to invest at the rate that you grow. You will have people in this online space that will tell you, you need a funnel and you need a website and you need a course and you need a keynote speech. And they want to build you all these things. And that just creates confusion. Okay. And we think that we have to be everywhere and speaking to everyone and doing everything. Even social media. People are like, oh my God, how do I do Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and Pinterest? And I'm like,
it's overwhelming.
And it is. And you can't do it all. That's the thing. Pick one winner. Pick one platform. Pick one medium. Yeah. Because then you have a process that you've mastered. And then you can duplicate that to anything else that you want in business. As opposed to, well, I hope this works and maybe I'll try this and maybe I'll throw this over here. And it's kind of like being successful in little bits and bites, but not actually having that impact that you want.
Yeah. And so you're giving little pieces of your good self away, but it's still not a master of anything.
No,
right?
and your energy, I always say with online business, and when you do this kind of work, this is, if you don't love it and you don't protect your energy, this is the energy that you go home and meet your family with. And that's huge. Like, there's nothing worse than busting your butt, but then having nothing left to give for the people you love.
Yeah. Love tank is empty.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants that. We want the opposite. We want to be doing the things we want to do that fills our cup.
Yes.
So we go home energized and alive and loving on the people that love us, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's it been like for you, and how long have you been doing this now, Lisa?
So I've been doing this 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah. And it takes time. That's the other myth in the online space is people will tell you you can make 7 figures in 7 days and you'll be successful in the first year. And it's a long-term play. It's a long-term play. And I do a lot. I podcast, I blog, I have best-selling books, I speak. And I'm like, I didn't do all of that in the first year. I layered it and built it year over year over year. So it looks like, yes, I have done a lot, but I've done it over 8 years.
Over a span of years.
Yeah, and people think, well, I'm not enough, or I should just close up. Because then it's proof. It's like, oh, it's proof I suck, or it's proof that all these limiting beliefs that we have, we attach meaning to it when it's like, no, you just haven't been in the game long enough. Right? It takes time. It's a long-term play.
It is. And I always, encourage people just to keep going. You just really have to be persistent. And there's no such thing as an overnight sensation.
Right.
What appears to be overnight took I don't know, 10 to 20 years to marinate.
Yes.
Before it actually manifested.
Oh, yes.
So
oh, yes.
It's a long-term play, like you said.
And you don't see the behind the scenes of how much people practice and prepare and take courses and go. Like I said, that's why we couldn't get together. I was in California.
I was campaigning.
Exactly. We were out with our feet to the ground, running and doing and learning, and that's the best way, right? So
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So you've got your son here looking up to you.
I do.
You're mentoring him. How does he see you? I mean, he could tell me, he's right over there, but how does he see you?
We were the car ride coming down here, and I was like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mom, like, what do you mean you're nervous? You do this all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And as I was sharing earlier, like, I never take for granted being on a platform and being given, a chance to share your message. And he's like, Mom, don't be nervous. Like, you just breathe and you just focus on me if you have to, and it will all be okay. And he's like coaching me.
Awesome.
But it's because in his life, I coach him. Like, it's so beautiful when I see that mirror of messages I've told him. Like, awesome. He's like, it's all gonna be okay, Mom. It's all gonna go great. It's all gonna be, he's 6, right? It's all gonna be great. He's like reassuring me and comforting me. And it's like this kind of stuff. I love having him here because it's like life lessons. And if this went terrible, he would see that Mom wouldn't quit. And I would go, you know what, buddy, that didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Here's what I'm going to do to make it better. Or I could have said that better. Or I did the best I could and we move on, right? Yeah. So it's just those gooey life lessons that I think is so important for them to learn.
Absolutely. Modeling humanness, that we make mistakes and it's okay. Life goes on.
We all make mistakes. Our mistakes propel us forward.
Absolutely.
I always think I would rather work with someone or invest in someone or be with someone who's made a whole heck of a lot of mistakes and kept going. Because how much gold and how many lessons they've learned, for that is huge. And just showing him that you can do whatever you set your mind to. There are no limits. It is all possible. Awesome. You will find, if you're the first one in the world to do it, you'll do it. You'll find a way.
And you'll coach him.
And I'll help him. Yeah, we got you. Mom and Dad got you. Like, yeah, absolutely. It's just beautiful to foster that imagination. And to say, there's no ceiling, the sky's the limit. I didn't grow up with mentorship and parenting like that. And that really was a gift.
Yes.
Because you pick the parts that you like and you toss away the parts you don't, and you learn from it and you grow. And that's been, that forgiveness and that gift has been a huge learning curve for me as I parent our little guy and hopefully future kids to come. Maybe. Maybe.
A third show?
We'll see. Yeah, right. Exactly. I'll bring the other one along if one of those come.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you are just glowing, and
Thank you.
I see that from just the joy of everything that you are about to do and everything that you've come from. So it's a beautiful thing to be around it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great energy. So what's next for you, Lisa?
This is the year of my own events. So I've been speaking on other stages. I've been invited to others' masterminds and such. And this is the year where I'm in creation mode. I build other people's businesses and other people's dreams. Sure. And I realized in 2019, I didn't allow, it's my own fault. I didn't make enough room for my own passions and my own message. So 3 big events I'm planning this year.
Wonderful.
And then every month now I'm launching a program called Burn to Rise.
Burn to Rise.
Burn to Rise. I got that image of the phoenix. I couldn't get that image out of my brain.
Coming from the ashes.
Yeah. Burning all those limiting beliefs, those blocks, those gaps, those traps. Burning it all down and rising up to the person that you know you are and how you can serve in this world. And that's a 21-day online sprint program that I do every single month in business now. And I just launched it. I have 10 beautiful women in it, and it's been absolutely amazing to see them. It's not so much that I'm telling them, they're seeing the ahas for themselves. And that's the most beautiful thing you want as a mentor or a coach.
Absolutely.
Is to just kind of open the door and let them walk through it.
Yeah, not solve their problems, but for them to label, name what they're going through and fix it
It's like that whole teach a man to fish, right?
Yes,
it's like that's what it is. It's I'm teaching them to fish so they can grow. And it's just been so cool. It's been amazing.
So you're looking for some more good women?
Yes,
I can name a few.
always. Yes, please. I know, right? Absolutely.
All around us, yeah.
Yeah, I love the message and the story.
Beautiful.
We'll share it. Yeah.
Lisa, how can people get in touch with you?
Yes.
How to find you? Where on social media?
So my name is the hub of everything. So Instagram is lisa.pezik, P-E-Z-I-K, and online is www.lisapezik.com is my website. So would love to see you there. Connect with me, please.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much.
You're the best.
Always, thank you. And I've always learned so much from you, and you're such a great encourager. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for having me. You as well.
Thank you.
I love it.
All right. Lisa Pezik, everybody. Business strategist numéro 1. We'll be back.
The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.NikkiClarkeNetwork.com.